Welcome in to I Remember My First Time. It'll be nasty, Jacob. Now that first time.
Damn it.
This is a podcast about cinematic awakenings.
I like the sound of that.
Talk about movies we love with someone who just popped their cherry to that movie.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
Jacob, are all the movies we do on this podcast going to be good movies?
God, I hope
Do
not.
we like shitty movies?
Oh, we love shitty movies. Sometimes. Even more than good ones.
Are we critics?
Absolutely
But
not.
do we love movies?
Oh, we love the shit out of movies. In this week's comedic masterpiece, written and directed by the great Ben Stiller, the 2008 classic, Tropic Thunder.
Jacob, cover me, you lip dick fuck.
BJ. Oh, cradle the balls, stroke the shaft, work the pipe, and swallow the gravy. Ugh.
I am BJ Leica, and I don't break character till the DVD commentary's done.
Joined as always by me, Jacob Ekus, and I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. And today we have our first guest that's not my brother in a long time. You know how they tell you in high school that you'll talk to maybe one high school friend that you have by the time you reach 30? I would have bet it wouldn't have been this big motherfucker. But here we are on my podcast. We have the same name. Welcome on, Jacob.
I know who I am. Thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to be a part of this with y'all today.
Oh, we're excited too, and we're excited for Tropic Thunder, a movie you chose when I hit you up about being on the podcast.
It really is an astonishing film of its time that couldn't be recreated ever again and shouldn't be.
Agreed on both of those accounts.
I do want to say something. Ben Stiller creates some serious masterpieces. I just recently started Severance, and boy, oh boy, another Ben Stiller masterpiece on a whole different level.
Is that on HBO?
Apple TV. I just found out Ben Stiller directed The Cable Guy in this very moment right now as I was Googling this, and that just blew my fucking mind. Excuse my language.
Oh, this is not a PG podcast.
Oh, good.
We constantly yell out, "Show us your dick, Michael Douglas."
I can be natural.
And do you know why? Because Michael Douglas should show us his fucking dick.
I'm ready to see it.
I don't think we'll ever see it, unfortunately.
At this point, no. Why he didn't in Basic Instinct is just a mystery.
It's total bullshit.
So before we get going on this podcast, we have the rare occurrence of all three of us remembering our first time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
A good first time.
Oh, it was so good.
Which is not how my first sexual experience went. So love that.
I don't remember my first. Actually, I do remember that one now. I don't want to think about it.
Who wants to go first on their first time? You two had a good one. I did not. So I'll save mine.
Let's do a sandwich and you go in the middle. Jacob, you go first.
Oh, I'll go first. Okay. Wow. On the spot. All right. Is this recording right now?
This is recording.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
We're live, baby.
First time. Oh, God. I was 17 years old. And I remember where I was. I was at Cinemark Tinseltown, USA in Plano, Texas. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's what I'm talking about. And I just remember the trailer starting. And, like, for a split moment, my brain was like, these aren't real. Like, something seems wrong. Like, this isn't real. You know, like, I was tricked for about 30 seconds where I was having this battle in my brain on, like I've never seen Fatty Fart 3 or 2 or 1. Like, they don't exist. Or the Scorcher series, you know? And then obviously I figured it out, and I started laughing uncontrollably, and I like laughed so hard I cried when they got to the Satan's Alley where it was like
Oh
Maguire,
my gosh.
uh, Tobey Maguire and freaking Robert Downey, and I was just like beside myself. And then of course the film starts, and you're like in this war film, and I like purposefully didn't watch. I hate watching trailers because I feel like they really give you too much of the movie now, and I like the surprise. So I didn't know what I was getting into. It's a war film, and I'm lost. But then there's Danny McBride and um the scene where Robert Downey is like drooling or spitting onto Ben Stiller's face. They completely lose the shot with all the bombs going off in the background, and it wasn't even recording. I just remember being like, this is cinematic beauty.
So, first on that note, I want the Tobey Maguire, Robert Downey Jr. gay priest movie now.
Yes.
I want fatty farts. I think Jack Black should make that film. You know,
I do too. Oh yes, my dear boy, more beans.
I think there might be some licensing issues with the Nutty Professor movies, but
just him playing all the characters, like Jack and Jill. Like Jack and Jill, I don't want to even get into that because that was such a. I just didn't enjoy it. But I think Jack Black could do it better.
Jack and Jill is a garbage movie. Like I agree. We'll do a sidebar real quick and just call it fucking garbage.
Hot pile of shit.
But yeah. But Fatties would be awesome, and I'm with BJ. Like I want Satan's Alley now.
Oh, that was the title. Oh, what a genius title.
At a time where to be different meant to be condemned.
And to be condemned is to be what was it after that?
Is to die.
Yes.
The erotic playing with the rosary beads just got me. It got me.
What out of all those things, because they all got me, what got me the most is at the very end of the little trailer. It's like the whisper, I've been a bad boy father.
And then like there's that side view of Kirk Lazarus because he's the method actor. He's got that side view with his eyes that are that blue, that like exorbitantly blue color.
I wrote in my notes Vinny Chase from Entourage Blue.
Perfect.
So true.
And then the movie just never let up for you. What a beautiful thing to watch at 17. A cinematic masterpiece, as you put it.
There's no point in that film where you get bored. There's no point where there isn't a multi-layer sandwich of joke. Every joke isn't just a basic, kind of one. They're just this it's a shit sandwich, but it's a delicious one. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, it's perfect, and I don't know how you make a delicious shit sandwich, but Ben Stiller did. The best example I can think of was the panda thing. He's like, I killed the thing I love most in the world. Stacy, get off the call now. All right, you killed a hooker. Okay, get your hands on some bleach and some peroxide. No, a panda. Amanda, bro, that's probably not even her real name, Tug. Come on. A panda. Whoa. Oh, man. You had me. A panda. Whoo.
Matthew McConaughey was so great as what is it, Tug Speedman's manager. What was his
Rick Peck.
Rick Peck.
You got
and his
pecker.
Constant the pecker. And his desire to get him what do we don't even TiVo. I'm like, I forgot what it was called.
My friend wants a TiVo. My friend gets a TiVo.
So okay, I'm thinking of some key moments in my brain right now because I don't know if I mentioned this already, but it's a film that I watch at least annually. I just have this love affair where if I'm having a depressed day or something bad in my life has happened, I turn to Tropic Thunder as my feel good happy film. So sometimes I watch it 2 or 3 times a year, you know.
Nice,
So there's some key
nice.
moments, seriously key moments where it just cracks me up. And the Nance Lance moment, uh,
Oh yeah,
that always gets me. The when Jack Black grabs the two handfuls of opiates or whatever it was like meth or something,
straight
heroin,
heroin.
yeah, and puts it in those two guys' faces. Um, and then Robert Downey Jr. trying to speak, which I think he did really great. Was it Vietnamese?
I think Mandarin.
Mandarin.
I didn't
It was,
understand that, but okay.
yeah,
It was one of his Oscar films because he's a
Oh
method
no,
actor.
I know why
He
he
spent
was.
eight.
I don't understand why the people in Cambodia were.
yeah. Then that's why that was confusing a little bit. But what God, I'm jumping all over the place because there's just so many key moments, like when Les Grossman tells the mic guy to go punch the director in the face. That's also just
Yeah,
such a great moment. Uh,
comedic
Just
gold.
is for
But before you keep going, let's save some of these for the Mount Rushmore of scenes because you're gonna let them all up before we get there.
there's just so many. It's just like
BJ, tell us about your shit time watching this movie the first time.
So I was 20 and decided that I was going to try mushrooms for the first time and watch this
oh,
movie. And the mushrooms never kicked in. So I just spent the whole
Oh,
movie waiting for mushrooms to kick in, and they never did. And it was straight up not a good time, bro.
the first two times I did mushrooms, they didn't work, and I understand how that can be
It
shitty. Because like you're wanting two things to happen, and because you're waiting for this experience that everyone has told you is fucking awesome, you're not able to enjoy an incredible movie because you're waiting for this awesome experience to go with this incredible
the
movie.
anticipation killed you.
yeah, and I've tried 3 times and they've never worked, so I just decided I guess they're not for me. But this was the first
Oh,
time I tried it and I watched this movie and it was so disappointing.
that is a bummer
Damn.
because I will tell you, mushrooms would have made. I think I would have gone like catatonic in how much humor was flowing through my body. I would have like no laughter, nothing. I'd have just been like,
I
Just straight frozen.
well, that was mine. So, Jacob, give us a little cheerier ending.
My my first time also included drugs, but in a much happier way. I had just started smoking weed,
yes.
and I'm same age as Jacob. I'm 17. I'm at my buddy Dylan's house, and you know, I love white American parents and the shit that they just let their kids get away with all the time. Because Dylan had been caught smoking weed numerous times in his attic, because his room had access to the attic through his closet, and they never made him change rooms with his brother that was at college. So he just kept smoking weed in his attic, which worked out great for me because we had a Gatorade bottle that we made into a bong, and
Oh
we had some
God.
weed, and we went in there and we got fucking lit.
Uh,
And then we came back to his
I
game
just
room,
heard the
and
Beverly
I don't
Hillbillies
know.
theme when you said you made a bong out of a Gatorade bottle.
I'm just thinking being 17 again and using like a Coke can or like an apple. You know what I mean? Like
Ugh,
Yeah, yeah.
God.
The and just how bad it is inhaling through the Coke can or the Gatorade bottle with the melted
it's
plastic.
so bad. That's going to be our lead
It's like kids
poisoning.
buy bong.
That's our lead poisoning. The boomers got lead poisoned. We're the plastic generation. We are filled with plastic from the bottom to the top.
Thanks, guys.
Stay tuned for our
And so,
microplastics or forever plastics podcast where we tell you about the dangers of forever plastics.
And it starts with plastic water bottle bongs. So, anyways, I'm stoned as fuck. We go back to his game room,
Well, there
and
goes away
he's
the
like, "Dude,
Beverly
I."
Hillbillies music.
So we go back to his game room, and he's like, "Dude, I have something to show you." And I'm like, "Bet." And I'm 17. I just started smoking pot. I'm stoned out of my mind. Al Pacino's "I Love the Pussy" comes on,
I
and I'm
love
just
that
like,
pussy.
"What the fuck?" And that happens, and then Fatties happens, and then Scorcher happens. Who left the fridge open? And I'm like, this is amazing. Satan's Alley happens, and then I get the opening sequence of Tropic Thunder. I get introduced to Danny McBride. Been like all the great action aspects that I've loved from the age of like 9 when my parents divorced and my dad was letting me watch action movies to 17, and it's all coming in this one opening scene, and it's just fucking amazing. And then it never lets up, and because I just started smoking weed, I stayed high the whole movie, and it was amazing. So yeah, that was my first time.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
Truly
quite.
an experience that you will never have again, unfortunately.
No, no, never. All right, BJ, introduce us to this movie that we've already introduced a lot. What are the IMDb scores? We don't need to do the summaries. We fucking know.
7.1 out of 10 on IMDb,
Too
82%
low.
on Rotten Tomatoes, and
I can get that.
71% Metacritic score.
Wow, that's a really high Metacritic score.
I think the thing with comedy is that it's so incredibly subjective that anything where you're getting 3/4 of the audience to like it, I think that's a huge win, because I don't know that there is a comedy movie that is a 9-star comedy film, because people will always be offended or something will, or or they just won't get the joke or that or enjoy the humor. If there is one, please bring it up right now and tell me that there is a comedy movie that has 9 stars on IMDb.
I guess it
I
dep
don't
like,
think so.
if
I
you're
think
talking pure comedy, no. There's, like, the dramas that have a little comedy in them.
yeah, or I really can only think of Coen brother movies that are comedic dramas. Like that might be 9 out
Well,
of
like
10.
like Good Will Hunting or something like that.
Actually, here's IMDb's advanced title list, and this is upsetting. One is Life is Beautiful, which I don't recall. And number two is Back to the Future, which I don't think is a comedy.
Yeah, that's stupid. Anchorman has 7.1.
That's
Jacob, I think you might be right on the subjectiveness of comedies.
it just can't you can't get a you can't get a unifying, there's no unifying respect for comedy. It's all it's very personal.
BJ, this was 2008, so I know you have Roger Ebert.
What do you think? What do you think the Ebe man thought of this?
I think Roger loved this movie. It's a movie that pokes fun at movies and actors and the whole movie making process. I think he got such a kick out of this movie.
So after Roger's 3.5 out of 4-star review of Shoot 'Em Up, he gave Tropic Thunder the same score, 3.5 out of 4.
Fuck yeah. I knew
That's
it.
good.
Awesome. Tell me the best things he said, because I know he had good shit to say about this.
Not really. Not as much as I thought.
Aww.
The movie is a send-up of Hollywood actors acting, agents, directors, writers, rappers, trailers, and egos, much enhanced by several cameo roles, the best of which I will not mention. You'll know the one, although you may have to wait for the credits to figure it out.
Oh God, yeah, that was me. I was that guy.
Yep, you're not the only one.
Oh, that blew my mind. I mean, that sent me to another planet when it was like Tom Cruise, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
Like, because it clicked. 'Cause I was like, well, I guess he does look like kind of like Tom Cruise, but like, what?
Yeah, like now when I watch it, like I look at it and I'm just like, how did I not know it wasn't Tom Cruise? Because it looks just like him.
Exactly. Now,
Like,
now you're just like, it's so obvious. But that first time, that bodysuit he had on was perfection. And to add to that, like, at that time, I think Mission Impossible was on like number 3 or 4 or something like that.
yeah,
And that was like that was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was Mission Impossible.
he wasn't quite old man Tom Cruise yet.
he was not. He was still young man Tom Cruise at this point.
17, was that 16, 17 years ago now? I don't know. My math is bad. 16
Yeah, something like that. 2008.
Yeah. Wow. This movie can
Yeah,
drive.
math is hard for me too. All right, so the budget, $92 million
Oh, wow.
was the budget. Opening weekend, it made more than a quarter of it. It made almost $26 million its opening weekend.
I remember it not doing well in theater and becoming a cult classic after the fact.
I mean, I think it did well both
It just costs so
because
much.
gross. Yeah, it just cost a lot for a comedy, but gross. I mean, in the U.S. and Canada, it made all its money back plus some. It made about 111 million, and gross worldwide, it made about 196 million.
So they made 100 million on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
numbers I'll never see in my
that
entire life. You know.
yeah, same. I get I just get to look at them right here as we do this podcast. That's how I get to see those numbers. But yeah, it did extremely well, and you probably wouldn't have that thought about it if it wasn't such an expensive comedy. I think that's the problem there. Uh, Man, we already talked about all the stuff we liked about this movie really in this introduction to this podcast. Is there anything that anybody didn't like about this movie?
That's a
I
question.
I got a few things. Um, I think the idea of this movie is absolutely brilliant. I think there's a little too much fat in the middle of this movie when they're, kind of after they get dropped off in the jungle and Steve Coogan gets blown up. It kind of drags for me for about 25 or 30 minutes after that, where they're kind of just making the same 2 or 3 jokes over and over. That and with the satirical nature of the movie, the stakes are essentially zero. Like they should be big time stakes and are they going to die? Are they going to save their friend? What's all that going to be? But because it's a satire, the stakes are essentially none to the viewer, knowing that you started this movie out with a commercial for booty juice and bust a nut bars. But the booty
Booty
sweat,
sweat.
sorry. But
I'd drink it.
those would be my two critiques of the movie was kind of a little fatty there in the middle in the jungle and didn't really have any stakes due to the satirical nature of the movie.
So I'll agree with the stakes. I never thought about that until you brought it up. Like there wasn't really stakes because of everything that you just said. When it comes to it being a little fat in the middle of the movie and dragging for you, I think that was necessary with the satirical nature of this movie, and it didn't drag for me because it was a more, I guess, in depth, quote unquote, look at what they were making fun of, just the actors and acting and everything. And one of the things that I really liked about it was the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is a method actor. And Jacob, I don't know if you know this, but BJ, what's our opinion on method acting? Explain it.
It is being as annoying to everyone around you off screen as possible during the entire filming of a movie.
Oh God, isn't that what Jim Carrey does too? I think so.
Yeah, that's what Jim Carrey does too. Daniel Day-Lewis. There's a
Or
number of
or what is
fuckers.
what was
And,
it was it Francis Ford Coppola? Oh no, it was Brando. What's Brando's quote on method acting?
yeah, it was Marlon Brando. I forget who he was talking to, but he was talking to this method actor, and Marlon Brando just looks at this guy on set, and he goes, "Why don't you just fucking act?"
Oh man.
That's literally what we're doing. But I love that even though Robert Downey Jr. is a method actor, he made fun of the process and everything just during this meaty part of the movie, as you put it. And because of that, and because of making fun of all this shit that they're making fun of within Hollywood, it didn't it didn't have the same effect on me that it did you.
Yeah, I agree with Jacob on
But I will
this.
agree.
I would agree with you on that too.
But that being said, Jacob, was there anything you didn't like?
You know, I said in the beginning that I would call it the perfect film, and that's because I love all of it all the time. I
Fair enough.
there's nothing about it that bothers me, and like you just said a moment ago, that meaty part, that kind of lengthy character building moment where we're learning more about Jack Black's heroin addiction, and I Let a Pussy. What is his name?
Al
Al
Pacino.
Pacino, yeah, being gay, just the little things like that, which make you it built a lot of character for me, and I really enjoyed that, especially Tug Speedman being like such a total douche nozzle and a loser who just who's leading them in the totally wrong direction, and can't like admit it,
And then Robert Downey Jr. just not breaking character. If this isn't a movie, why are you still in character? I know why. I just can't tell you.
I don't break character until the DVD commentary. I don't think he did break character into the DVD
Uh,
commentary.
he didn't actually. One of my bits of trivia is his character follows the flow of the movie, and so he is I forget his character's name, but he is the lieutenant that he's playing in Tropic Thunder until he's not in the POW or the drug camp or POW camp, and then he becomes the Australian, and he follows the character in the DV commentary like he does in the movie.
It's just genius.
I miss DVDs for shit like that.
Same,
Like
same.
bring back special features on streaming services. I would pay for more of them instead of share. You hear that? Streaming
Yeah,
services? I'll
Netflix.
start paying for you instead of share.
Yeah, you know what? I'd pay you an extra
Fuckers.
$5 a month if it included all the special features.
I mean, it wouldn't cost them anything
So
if they have the movie. They have the special features.
yeah, would cost them $0. It would cost them the money to set it up as a feature on Netflix, and then that's it.
And some server
And then they
space.
would get more views.
Some server space, but it would be
Yeah.
worth it. I would because for sure, if I love a movie, I will rewatch it with the DVD comment with the commentary.
Me too.
That's like Super Troopers.
Me
Like
too.
Super Troopers, I've watched with the commentary more than once.
Love that. Oh my gosh. So we can all agree this is a good movie, not a bad movie. I'm saying it's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
I know Jacob thinks it's great. You just think it's good, BJ? You don't think it's great?
Yeah,
It's good?
well, it's better than good.
Okay. Okay.
See, and that's a
Well,
subjective
now we're on
comedy.
to the
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. Subjective comedy 100% cuz without a doubt this is a great movie. But on the whole subjective comedy thing, I think BJ gave Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back like a 7, and I gave it a 10 out of 10 because that shit is fire.
I'm with you on that. Like in the kind of sense of Tropic Thunder, I feel like This Is the End is very similar in that kind of Hollywood trope, 'cause, making fun of Hollywood actors kind of thing. And maybe I just really like that genre because I find This Is the End to be another great film, but a lot of people don't think that at all. I love that movie with a lot.
I've still never gotten around to watch that movie. We should do that on the pod.
I don't know why I haven't seen it. It just hadn't crossed my plate at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, that's the reason I haven't seen it. It's not that I don't want to. I know what the movie's about. I know who's in it. There's no reason I haven't seen it yet,
There's just
but
a
I
scene,
haven't.
where Michael Cera is like drinking from a sippy thing and he's getting his dick sucked and his ass eaten simultaneously. And it's very much the opposite of Michael Cera. He does. He goes
Oh
like
my
he goes like,
god!
"You want to sip? Sippy time." And I just remember like that moment. I just think, God, that was fucking hilarious. Like it's so the opposite of who he actually is.
Wasn't that like was it that
Oh my
the
god!
Bob Saget bit on Entourage? As somehow I've managed 2 Entourage comments in this podcast.
Yes, yes. Tropic Thunder does wonderful things for us. All right, Mount Rushmore of scenes. The way we do it with a guest is BJ, you're gonna go all 4 of your scenes. Then Jacob, you're gonna go all 4 of your scenes, and then I'll finish out and do all 4 of the
And
scenes. We can talk.
if you have the same scene that I bring up, go ahead and save it for your talk. But if it's a scene that you don't have, feel free to chime in.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Good note, BJ. All right, go.
So my number 4 favorite scene, I'm going to start off here with we do what we call an Eddie Guerrero scene where we lie, cheat, and steal. And I had to put in every time Danny McBride and Nick Nolte were on screen together because they somehow have magical chemistry and I don't understand it. And it's so goddamn funny every time.
I love how he lost an appendage filming Driving Miss Daisy.
Didn't he almost blind Jamie Lee Curtis in Freaky Friday too?
Yes, he did.
Oh, God.
Although I think my favorite
Oh,
line
man.
of Danny McBride in this movie was, "When this shit's over, I'm moving to catering."
Like the Fourth of July.
This movie by itself made me a lifelong Danny McBride fan, and he didn't make my top 4. BJ, I'm so glad that he made your Mount Rushmore because there's just so much other good shit in this movie that I couldn't find a way to put Danny McBride in here. But Danny McBride is one of my favorite parts of this movie, and thank you for putting him in your Mount Rushmore because Mother Nature just pissed her pantsuit.
He's clearly a star. It's so obvious in this movie.
Yes. Okay, continue. Your number 3
my
scene.
third favorite scene is saving Ben Stiller from the opium camp. And and just because I thought this was so good, I had to put the night before when we get the Lance reveal, when we've got Jack Black tied up in the tree. I loved that scene so much. I almost wanted to go with that scene over the actual escape. I like it so much.
But they're all one scene because like they start the rescue then because they're planning it out. So for me it's all one scene. So
Robert Downey Jr.'s Mandarin was hilarious when he said, "My farm's right here, motherfucker," and just double assault rifle starts firing at him. Great.
I'm a land farmer, motherfucker. And I don't know if y'all really read the subtitles, but I thought it was so funny that they just said some complete bullshit in Mandarin. I think he said something about my shrimp is something or whatever.
Yeah, it was just all total BS. And I like that. A great part of that scene is when Tug Speedman's being dunked into the lake over and over again. He's like, "Cut! Stop! Cut!"
What was Stephen Coogan's Cockburn? Was that his last name? He's like, Cockburn, cut!
Yes.
Cut, yes. Cockburn. Just because Cockburn's a funny name.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
All
like
right,
the fact that he's still I that like in his mind he thinks he's still in a film. I like I don't know, that really caught me. Like it really got me going.
The my number two scene is a pretty short one, but oh my god, was I laughing my ass off when Matthew McConaughey is in the office with Tom Cruise and they get the ransom call. Holy shit, is that funny?
Uh, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
before I snap your dick off and shove it up your ass, take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
The acting was so great because his face, the Asian actor, I forget his name, where you could just see him like realize that they ain't getting shit,
And then that when Tom Cruise offers McConaughey the G4, it's so
in
funny.
exchange for Ben Stiller's life.
G5.
Yeah, oh, G5, sorry.
Like we can let him die and
and-
collect the insurance money. Let's just take the insurance money.
These were every
And
time
lot
McConaughey and
of
Cruise
money.
were on the screen, I laughed. And this scene, you got both of them, and it is such a hilarious scene.
Agreed. Well, can I guess your number one scene?
Yeah, go ahead. We've talked about it quite a bit already.
It's the opening action sequence. Right?
I started with the commercial previews through the action sequence. Yes.
Okay. Another Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, but the commercials were 90 seconds total.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I had to throw those in there. And yeah, the first 15 minutes of this movie is so good.
It slaps you across the face in a way I haven't been slapped in a long time.
Yes.
I can't think of another
Yes.
film that opens in such a way that I feel prepped and ready. Like they've lubed you, and they almost too much lube. Like you are fully lubed. Like there's no dryness. Like you are now. The whole film is laid out after that because you're like, I know what I'm getting into now.
Great way to put it. That totally lubed. I couldn't have said it better.
Oh,
All right, Jacob, you're Mount Rushmore.
Okay. So, I kind of babbled earlier on some of my favorite scenes, and I wish I could just say the whole movie is one scene, and that would be
The first quarter, the second
I've
quarter,
done that
the third
many.
quarter, and the fourth quarter.
I've done that many times on this pod with movies that I like as much as you like Tropic Thunder. So,
but I think I can pull some specifics out that I feel like I just mentioned earlier. When Tug Speedman, number 4, is being dunked into the lake, and he keeps yelling out, "Cut! Cockburn, stop! Cut! Cut!" Like that was beautiful.
So with that scene, do you also include whenever he thinks he's being interrogated and tortured, he's like, "Tayback, 4, 6, 7, 8," like, and he's doing his badge number, U.S. Army.
He's still in fucking character. Yeah, like that whole. I guess yes, the whole time up until he finally realizes he shouldn't be in character anymore. But I guess he doesn't get to. Like he has a moment, but it's so short because he also becomes like disillusioned, right? Whatever happens,
Yeah.
like delusional. He has a little stick figure that's what does he call him? Half squat.
Half squat, yeah. Twigman and half squat. I'll call you half squat. You can call me Papa.
And then
Yeah, that's my number 4 there.
Half squat just stabbing him repeatedly as they're crossing the bridge before it blows up.
And he just chunked this child off of his shoulder.
That half squat is hilarious. What a great little that relationship, like that. It just goes to show just how delusional he was, and it really built Tug Speedman as a true moron. Especially when they like come out, they talk about in like he's like watching, he's like sitting and eating the food, and he has his like gift basket, and they're talking about like his failures on TV, and it plays that little bit of him like, I have friends, you know.
Yeah. Someone said they were close to
Someone
me.
says they were close to me. Yeah, yeah. Like Tug Speedman as a whole, just really, it really clicked for me. I'd say number three. Number three's got to be when Matthew McConaughey shows up with the TiVo box,
Yes.
and everything's already blown up, and they're flying off in a helicopter, but there he is. Somehow he made it to him.
I miss
Middle of nowhere, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, wherever the fuck they're at. Tugger nuts, I got it.
I miss pure comedic Matthew McConaughey so much.
Where did he go? What happened? I mean, he does it so well, and
Yes.
I know
I
the
don't.
answer. He's too good looking.
Yeah, that's fair. You know,
He's
Yeah.
got
It's too good
Ryan
looking.
Reynolds, Channing Tatum problem, where they're too good looking to be consistently booked in comedies. And Ryan Reynolds, you got to put a freaking Deadpool mask on him in order to make him funny.
Yeah, but that makes him proper funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Number two. Number two's got to be when the big reveal happens that he didn't go to war, that he just wrote the book as like fan fiction. You know?
He's a true patriot.
Yeah, I'm a true patriot. Yeah.
You ever even served? Of course I served. I was in the Coast Guard sanitation department. You're a fucking trash man.
I was in the Coast Guard sanitation department. He pulls his fucking arm off, and just Danny McBride is so upset. That moment right there, that was like a turning moment in the film for me when I was like, I honestly wasn't expecting it at all,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was a
Even every time I watch this movie, I'm not expecting it, and I've seen this movie numerous times.
that's
I'm just like, there it is.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh fuck.
There's a certain chemical that affects your short term memory, Jacob. I don't remember what it is, but there's something.
I'm gonna chill out on the.
Fair.
I don't know. Number one. I don't know that I can pinpoint, like the maybe Satan's Alley, just that one commercial might just be one of the best pieces of cinematic creation that has ever been made. Like, just to get really small, get micro, 30 seconds of this film when they're looking at each other, and Toby Maguire's cameo. Toby Maguire was like maybe still at the top of his game at that point. I don't know if he was still doing Spider-Man in 2008.
That sounds
He was at the top. He was at the top of his
that
game at
sounds
that point.
about Spider-Man 3 range.
Yeah, so just having him and Robert Downey and the beads and the music, and just like I do, like we were talking about earlier, I really honestly wish this film would be created. I think it should be.
Yep, me too. Spider-Man 3 was 2007, so he was just coming off a huge box office success, and just Tobey Maguire it up.
Spider-Man 3 is a rough watch, though.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah, I enjoyed all three. I enjoyed all of them. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Like Andrew Garfield got shafted.
I agree. He totally did.
He didn't get his third movie, and he deserved it.
All right, my Mount Rushmore of scenes. Easily my favorite thing about having a guest on the Mount Rushmore is our guests lighten it up where they pick really specific things in the movie, because BJ and I are just like, this whole big thing.
It's hard. You're only giving me 4.
So,
I'm not gonna not talk about the trailers.
well, yeah, but I'm like, it's my favorite thing about having guests, because it's very like pinpointed for our guests, because they don't do this every week. And I love the refreshing thing. But anyways, my number 4 scene is my first, more really my only lice eat and chill scene, my Eddie Guerrero. It's anytime you have Matthew McConaughey and Tom Cruise on screen.
Oh yeah.
Uh, they're both just so funny. Just the first time you get Matthew McConaughey, he's just like, Tug, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're a fucking superstar, all right? But right now you're like that cool kid that no one wants to play with on the playground because you got lice. And we got to shave your head and get you back out on the swing set. I'm like, what the fuck? Tom Cruise just, how about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
Dick cheese. That was a good one.
And then when they're talking about the G5 thing, or before I do that part, I'll do one more solo McConaughey. He's just like, how's the adoption thing going? It's okay. Well, at least you can pick yours. I'm stuck with mine.
He stares at his fucking picture on his desk. Oh man!
But I really loved McConaughey asking Tom Cruise if he was serious, and Tom Cruise is like, "You came in here, won an TiVo for the third runner-up to the Sexiest Man of the Year, 1998, and you're asking me if I'm serious?" I thought that was so fucking funny. And then the end of the movie, no, dickhead, a nutless monkey could do your job. A nutless monkey. My number 3 scene, the rescue scene, just like BJ. It's so good. Just Kurt Lazarus. You got homeboy over here playing with his gun, just like a little kid playing with his dick when he's bored.
I love the fact in this scene how the rapper was way too afraid to shoot people.
Yes,
break that trope, right?
With his fake gun too.
God,
I love Jack Black just coming down off heroin and this shit that your mother's a cankerous whore. Whoa, dude. Hey, you remember how a long time ago when I said your mother was a cankerous whore? I didn't mean that, man. I'm sorry.
God.
And then the Lance Nance thing, the stroke to shaft, everything is so good. And then I love Jack Black just going nuts, reaching into his jock strap, trying to get the gun out. Oh my God. And then I'll end this scene with one of my favorite quotes out of the whole rescue thing. Just Tug Speedman, I'm a rooster illusion.
I'm a rooster illusion.
I don't know why I think that's so funny. And then, yeah. My number 2 scene is all the fake trailers.
Okay.
Booty sweat. Who left the fridge open?
Who left the fridge open?
Here we go again.
Again.
Oh, I want to say, I saved this for this moment right here. The biker fatty that Jack Black was playing, he goes, in some countries, it's considered a compliment. That dude looks like my dad. If you wanted to know what my if you want to know what my piece of shit dad looks like, it's that guy right there.
It almost makes too much sense.
Yeah, it almost makes too much sense. From the first time I watched this movie to this fucking day, every time I watch it, I'm just like, that's my dad. Right there. He looks just like that piece of shit.
Awesome.
That's great. That is great.
And then my number 1 scene has to be the opening sequence. Just that it like you said, Jacob, it lubed you up perfectly for the rest of the movie. And it starts off so funny with the trailers, and then the first line you get out of the movie from one of the actors is Robert Downey Jr. Lay that shit down.
Well, like Tug Speedman.
Cover me your lip, dick fuckers.
He's getting shot so many times. I mean, like, he must have been shot like 40 times. He's still walking.
And I don't know why I kept thinking about this in the movie, but sawed-off shotgun in open jungle warfare is just a horrible idea.
It's so
Just when we get back to the world, I'm finally going to teach you how to juggle.
no hands.
And I want to end this scene with what we've already talked about. I have it written down here so I can do the whole thing. Danny McBride, Tuck and Kim got no balls up here, and I'm gonna let Tuck and Kim got. Oh fuck! I fucked up writing it.
Womp.
Damn.
I know the exact scene you're talking about, though.
Here we go. Tuck and Kim got the blue balls up here, and I'm gonna let them squirt if we're a go. I need some dudes who can speak American. God damn it! He's making a sweater back here, and I'm trying to put some Tiger Balm on this jungle's nuts. I got 200 pounds of shit your pants.
200 pounds of shit your pants. That was great. I like in that scene too, and it just went through my head when Jack Black is like dangling on the wire from the helicopter. Yeah. And he's just hanging there, and he's like flipping his shit out, trying to get his gummy bears.
What the fuck is going on here?
I need my gummy bears.
And I love the director just losing his shit and jumping up and down, and that being the signal. That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Fuck. God damn it, fuck.
The movie is 3 months over runtime, despite being only 5 days into filming.
They bring like Les Grossman on the big screen, and he tells what's the old man's name? What's his name?
Four Leaf.
He tells Four Leaf to shut the fuck up. He like spits his food out.
Shut the fuck up and let me do my job. It's like, you're a great American. This country owes you a massive debt. And he just shakes his, no, shut the fuck up and let me do my job.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Good shit. All right. Movie related talk. And boy, is this a good one.
You got to do it on this movie, right? You got to talk about blackface and going full retard, right?
Never go full
which is
never go full retard.
And never go full. Sean Penn, I am Sam, full retard.
I think neither are worse. I think it is a product of its age. It's a product of 2008.
See, I don't even think that. I think it's making fun of people who think blackface is okay.
Totally.
Yeah. 100%. And I'll get more into this in the trivia that I have, but the full retard thing is making fun of Ben Stiller is making fun of actors who take on these roles of people with mental disabilities, like Tom Hanks, Sean Penn, all of them. He's making fun of actors that think it's okay to take on these roles because it's stupid. Like, why would you do that? It's the same as blackface.
It's like, well, I think like Tom Hanks was really the only one to do it right because he didn't play like somebody who was retarded. He just played somebody who was a little slow, right?
But was always in the right place at the right time.
Right. But then,
although I found a deleted scene to that movie, or I don't know if it was AI generated or what, but I sent it to Jacob, and woof.
He was at he was with the Black Panther Party, and these German shepherds were running up to attack the Black Panthers, and Forrest Gump runs in between them and gets them and distracts the dogs and throws a stick to make them go away, and just looks at the Black Panthers like, they're just dogs. You can't blame them. They're just dogs.
You can't blame them. Oh my God. I'm glad they pulled that scene.
I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Why? Who thought it was a good idea to film that?
Just the fact that they were able to do this so well with the blackface and the mental disabilities, they were able to make fun of it. They were able to make it serious. They were able to actually like just have it like Ben Stiller wrote it so well. I don't. I think they're both equally as bad to do, but I think the way that this movie did it was perfect.
No,
It's
nobody was really offended when it came out. You know, I remember that it was never made into a big deal because of the way it was made.
yeah,
Yeah, and in fact, Ben Stiller. This is on my trivia, but Ben Stiller was so worried about the blackface thing that he screened it for the NAACP just to get the okay. Like, hey, like you realize that I'm doing satire and that we're not like it is blackface, but it's making fun of that. And the NAACP was cool
I
with it, man.
do think that it could have gone horribly wrong with a different actor in the Robert Downey Jr. spot.
I do too.
I think it's about not punching down. You know what I mean? Because it was never a punch down. It was the way it
Yeah,
was written, and I do think I think it could have been played maybe by a few select people
Yeah,
as long as it
yeah.
could do it correctly.
who do you? Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Oh man, character breakdown should
I
be
think
pretty
we've
easy.
went through most of them already. Is there anybody that we haven't
Yeah,
talked much about? I think Jay, is it Jay Burrell or Jay Bouchel? I always forget.
Jay Baruchel,
Jay
Baruchel,
Baruchel.
Baruchel.
Okay. We hadn't really talked about him much, but just that great job of being the audience avatar in the movie where he's
yeah,
so confused by everything going around him at all times and is like, these people are fucking morons.
yeah. He's like, wow, the self esteem in this room is fucking ridiculous. Just I he was great. And another person we didn't hit on, Bill Hader.
Bill fucking Hader, man.
Bill Hader was so good in this movie. And Jacob, I talked about this whenever we did the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise because like he's just fucking weird. I know he knows where that lady's body is, you know, the leader of the Scientology church. Like I know he's in on it. Like he has to be. He spends too much money in that church. Like I don't like Tom Cruise. But also that's why I don't watch Tom Cruise movies because I know that I'm going to like Tom Cruise movies because everything that I hear about this motherfucker is he's so goddamn nice.
And
And
crazy.
whenever they shot this and crazy, but whenever they shot this movie, it was the bombing for the race in Boston. You know what I'm
Boston
talking
Oh
about?
yeah,
Marathon.
yes, the Boston. Yeah,
Yeah, the Boston Marathon. Bill Hader's family lives in New York, and he was freaking out because he couldn't get a hold of his wife. And Tom Cruise was like, "Hey, man, no worries. I'll book you a private jet to get to New York and back, so you can make sure your family's okay, and nothing has to stop with shooting." And like, I only hear about good stories of Tom Cruise. I only hear about how great of a person he is, and I'm just like, ugh, I hate it.
I know he gets some crap because of all the Mission Impossible movies and he's the running guy and all that, but he's a damn good actor.
He's a very good actor. Interview with a Vampire, Magnolia. Like he's been in some top notch
Feel Good
stuff.
Men.
What were you gonna say about Tom Cruise, Jacob?
he's like one of those people where like they're like so kind that it makes you hate them a little bit. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
Overly
sometimes you're
nice.
just like, is this real? Like, are you actually this kind? And like, yes, there are people that are that kind in this world, but a piece of me is like, what are you compensating for, bro? Like, do you really know where that body is? Are you a part of that? Like, maybe you feel a little guilty, and you're like, or you're just genuinely that nice. I don't know.
yep, yep. That's my issue with it. All right, trivia. I have good trivia for this movie, but I know that y'all know that because it's Tropic Thunder. I'm gonna get the stuff that we've kind of talked about recently out of the way first, while promoting his mini series Escape at Danorama on the
That's
Howard
what it
Stern
is.
Show. Ben,
Danamora. That's the movie I was talking or the show I was talking about.
okay, Ben Stiller said Tropic Thunder would not have been made now due to its content in the comedy landscape today.
Agreed.
Totally agree.
Agree.
Also, it's wild that speaking to the comedy landscape today, it's wild that Howard Stern still has a show.
It's
Howard
changed
Stern
so much
still has a
though.
show.
Has it?
I mean, I used to listen to Howard. I listened to Howard with my father as a kid, which is totally inappropriate. But I listened
Yeah,
to
you're not the
Howard,
only one in this chat.
and then
No, all three guys, all three of us. We wonder why we're so fucked up.
that's what and then I watched it I listened to it myself in my later teenage years, 17, 18, and then I stopped. And then I picked it up in my 20s for, because it was just on Sirius, right? And then recently I listened to one episode, and he has progressed into this more sort of liberal, like political kind of um it's not what it used to be. I mean, it used to just be raunchy and out there, and now it's definitely just a it's progressed a lot for sure.
I'll have to check out an episode. Now I'm curious because I remember listening to that in the summers while I was working on a ranch in East Texas, and man, wonder why I'm so fucked up. Like I said,
I still think he has
uh,
episodes that are like that. I just, yeah, you know you know what I mean.
Just nobody's
I feel you.
prank calling Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey anymore, and it makes
Yeah,
me
that's
sad.
over, unfortunately.
Several disability advocacy groups criticize the Simple Jack subplot, the movie within a movie, which Ben Stiller character portrays a mentally disabled man. The film includes clips of the fictitious movie and reenactments by Stiller. Scenes between Robert Downey Jr. and Stiller drew particular scorn for their repeated use of the word retard. Producers took down a Simple Jack website and proposed altering the movie in response to a special early screening for the disability groups in question, but they did not change the film. According to co-writer Eaton Cohen, the scenes were meant to satirize emotionally exploitative depictions of mental disability in movies such as Rain Man, Forrest Gump, I Am Sam, and Radio, as well as the actors who take on these roles.
Oh God, radio. I Yeah, I haven't thought about radio in a
Forgot
minute.
about that one, didn't you?
I forgot about radio, man.
So I will say I'm not sure that that's necessary for the movie. I think he could have just been ballsy action star Speed Tugman, and I don't think the movie changes any if there's not a Simple Jack storyline to it.
I actually have to disagree with that
Uh,
statement. I think that's the downfall that we experience throughout the film, and like his underlying sadness and his depression through the film, because he's lost his acting career, and because everyone thinks that he's a fool for making that film.
Yeah, but it could have just been like other bust. It didn't have to be a Simple Jack one.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but just making fun of actors doing this and what like I I don't think it. I disagree. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Words are hard. English is hard.
Yeah, I mean, like if the NAACP could accept the blackface, I feel like
Oh yeah,
disability
no.
groups.
I'm not saying anything with that. I'm just saying like I don't know if like I think the this is this is gonna be a hard sentence to say. I think the blackface is necessary in the movie. I don't think the Simple Jack subplot is that necessary. I think it could have just been, he was an action star, he wanted to be a serious actor, he tried his dramas and they didn't work. I don't think it's any different of a movie with that subplot.
I think I can see what you're saying. Although the reenactments of it, where they find out, that he's Simple Jack, and it's like the only tape they have, the only film that they have on VHS. I don't know.
Oh,
There's layering to it that I really truly feel, like never go full retard. That became a meme, and that has stuck around even to this day, where we're not allowed to use that word anymore.
yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with Jacob on this one. Sorry, Beach.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know. I just didn't think that was like a huge plot point, whether they did that or not. But
There.
Fair enough. Owen Wilson was originally set to play Rick Peck but after his attempted suicide, Stiller gave the role to Matthew McConaughey so that Owen could relax.
Wow.
And I think Owen Wilson would have done good as Rick Peck.
I think Owen Wilson would have been bomb as Rick Peck. Holy
Hey,
shit, that would have been.
Tugger, you got the pecker here. Wow. Gives
Wow.
you that kilo.
That honestly, either one of them, I think that role is absolutely interchangeable with those two actors.
I do too. They originally tested Jay. What's his last name, Jacob?
Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel's exposed innards with real animal guts, but it looked too realistic, so they went more cartoony.
With the sausage links and the. I want to add something about Jay Baruchel. Jay Baruchel only ever really plays himself, so he's gonna his acting career has been a rough one.
I think he's made enough voicing the How to Train Your Dragons movies where we probably shouldn't feel too sorry for his financial well-being.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about his financial well-being at all. I just think
he just could have had a different career because he's kind of funny.
Yeah, he is kind of funny. I think
he's great in Goon.
Goon's such a good movie. The water buffalo that Jeff Portnoy rides turned out to be pregnant. The cast and crew found out it had been pregnant when they came to the set one morning and found her nursing a newborn calf.
That's comedic in itself.
Jeff Portnoy's suggestion that they rescued Tug by catapulting themselves into the camp from his Skinamax movie was originally the third act of the movie, but it was but according to Ben Stiller, it was so stupid.
I kind of want to see it.
Oh,
me too.
That would have been a good see.
This next bit of trivia is funny to me because how the fuck John Wayne ever won an Oscar, I'll never know. But John Voight's character is visibly angry when he loses to Tuck at the end of the film. This was a reference to Voight losing the Oscar to John Wayne in True Grit when he was nominated for Midnight Cowboy. Again, how John Wayne ever got to hold up an Oscar is beyond me. The Southeast Asian gang, Flaming Dragon, led by a preteen boy, was modeled after God's Army, a guerrilla army in Myanmar. The group was led by twin brothers, Johnny Hittu and Luther Hittu, who were 9 years old when it was founded in 1997.
Jesus.
Johnny and Luther Hittu were fond of American action movie heroes, especially Rambo.
Oh, my God. Myanmar. Isn't it called Myanmar?
Myanmar.
Yeah. Myanmar.
Yeah. Which is funny that they were huge fans of Rambo because Sylvester Stallone made the fourth Rambo movie in Burma during their Civil War.
Man.
Which we've done on this pod. Here's war trivia. Ben Stiller first came up with the idea of this film while working on Empire of the Sun in 1987. He had said in interviews that at that time he had friends who had acted in Platoon, a movie he had auditioned and been rejected for, and Hamburger Hill, and that they would go on about the intense boot camp preparation and the simulation of war these projects involved, as well as how it made them feel like real soldiers. Stiller found this funny because he thought being an actor in a war film was nothing like being a real soldier in a real war.
It's called acting. And what was Stiller? Was Stiller up for the?
I love comedy.
Oh, I was going to say, was Stiller up for the Johnny Depp part or the Charlie Sheen part in Platoon?
Probably Charlie Sheen, I would guess. But I love comedic minds. Just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I'm going to make a movie about this now. The opening text refers to... Go ahead.
It's that like having to get that third person view of the situation instead of that, that's what the comedic mind does is you like back yourself out and you look at it from above and you're like, this is fucking funny. Even though I'm even though I'm feeling pain right now, this is fucking funny.
The opening text refers to a fictitious Vietnam mission where 4 out of 10 men returned alive, 3 of whom wrote books, 2 of which got published and 1 got a movie deal. This is reminiscent of the real-life SAS Bravo 20 mission during the Iraqi War in 91. during which 5 of 8 men returned alive, 3 of which had books published, and 2 of which were adapted to movies, albeit for TV movies. Furthermore, the events depicted in the books that were adapted were subsequently contested, and the authors accused of embellishing the real life events, as with the film.
I
So
love how he took that so far as to it being a full lie, not
so
even based on any truth.
so this goes to your last point, Jacob, of the comedic mind. I just do not understand people's obsession with reading books written by Navy SEALs.
Oh God, I could never read one. I couldn't even look at one.
Like, do you know how hard it is to write a fucking book? If you're not a fucking writer, don't write a book. If you're a Navy SEAL, great. I'm sure you worked really fucking hard. I bet you're a dog shit writer, and I don't want to read your fucking book, though.
You have to think of it. You have to think of it like this. A lot of adults read at a third grade level, so they need third grade reading material.
Oh, perfect. Here's my Tom Cruise trivia. Ben Stiller said nearly all aspects of the Les Grossman character were developed by Tom Cruise, including the dancing and the look of the makeup. Stiller said that in addition to the more obvious makeup effects applied to Cruise's face and head and extra hair on his chest and arms, Cruise also decided to play the character wearing oversized prosthetic hands.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting at earlier is Les Grossman is Tom Cruise's character.
Yes.
It's his creation, and I'm glad, because I've never really imagined Tom Cruise having like a comedic bone in his body.
Right.
And this does show.
But he very much does.
Yeah, like this does show that he and this one's so dark and good, playing the Jewish guy that's just such an asshole. It's perfect.
Dancing to Apple Bottom Jeans. Or Get Low, whatever
the Flow Rider.
Gotta get them
Apple. The Flow Rider hit Low, played on the cell phone by Lex Grossman, was added during post-production after the song became a radio hit.
I don't remember that song ever being great.
I don't either.
Clubs.
You couldn't
Here's
go to a club in 2009 and not hear that song.
That's fair.
Well, that makes sense that we didn't recognize that, because you are 3 years older than us. And in 2009, Jacob and I were not going to clubs.
And no. I guess I had my fake ID by 2008, so maybe it was 2008.
I mean, you were still an adult. Yeah. We were very much in high school.
Yeah, and I wasn't into the club scene.
Yeah. Here's my Tug Speedman Ben Stiller trivia. According to Ben Stiller, Tug Speedman is partially based on a young Sylvester Stallone. Ugh. And we've already talked about the fact that he thought about Keanu Reeves playing Tug Speedman, which glad he decided to do this himself. Robert Downey Jr., like his character Kurt Lazarus, is a method actor and stayed in character as Sergeant Oris and Lazarus even while cameras were not rolling.
So if you're a method actor playing in a movie about a movie, are you method acting as Lazarus or as the colonel or sergeant, whatever he was?
Is the question, are you method acting? Is it a inception of method acting?
Oh, I know this answer, because we did How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. When he auditioned for that role, he was doing Man on the Moon, and he was method acting Man on the Moon. So he had to method act Jim Carrey auditioning for the Grinch, because he was method acting the character in Man on the Moon.
Oh my God.
So he had to pretend to be himself.
It's Inception. Oh my God. Hey Jacob, are you a little hot over there?
Real hot, dude. I'm real hot.
I'm just those nipples, I'm just getting full, beautiful nips.
Oh, you can see them.
I'm just been watching you play with your nipples, and it's adding a lot to the show, to be honest.
I'm so hot.
I can tell. You look like you're soaked.
Oh my God. It's crazy how being inside in Cambodia is not much different than being outside. How do you method act and improvise your lines? Because he improvised many of his lines.
Oh yeah, I mean you're taking on that character, so you're not subject. It's probably actually easier because you're not subject to the script. You're that person all the time, so it's just a natural improvisation because you're in that character.
We made that question way more lame. Peekaboo, I See You was improvised by Robert Downey Jr. He also does his own somersault immediately after. He was originally written as Irish, but was changed to Australian when Robert Downey Jr. said it would be easy for him to improvise in an Australian accent that he had already developed for Natural Born Killers.
It's pretty good.
We already thought.
I bought it.
Oh, Natural Born Killers is great.
No, I bought his Australian accent. Like, it was good enough, you know?
Oh, okay. Well, like we've already talked about, he did the DVD commentary in full character. According to Robert Downey Jr., his character Kurt Lazarus was based on a combination of Russell Crowe, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Colin Farrell.
That's a pretty good combo.
And he was very reluctant to take the role in this film because he felt wearing makeup to look African American was offensive. He ultimately accepted the role because he liked the script and wanted to work with Ben Stiller and Jack Black, which good reasons to take the role.
100%. Any chance to work with Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller is so incredibly versatile. It blows my mind.
Agreed. Actors Jay
Baruchel.
Thank you. English is hard. Jay Baruchel and Brandon T. Jackson had to be taught how to use a gun. Jack Black used an M60, also known as the Pig, and according to his co-stars, he seemed very experienced. Jack Black looked for footage of people going through withdrawal but couldn't really find much. What I ended up doing was I just watched a bunch of movies of people going through stuff. I watched your movie. I watched Pertinent Midnight. I watched Drugstore Cowboy. And he ultimately just decided to imagine what it would look like.
I mean, he did a good job.
He did a great job. I think it couldn't have been any better. As part of an emotional tie-in, the Booty Sweat energy drink seen in the movie was available for a limited time on Amazon. Wish I would have known that.
Yeah, God. I think I remember that as well. I do remember that.
Although all the trailers seen in the film were for fake movies, there was one bit of a real-life factual information in this trailer for Satan's Alley. Tobey Maguire was credited as an MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss, which he actually won for the original Spider-Man.
Yeah, upside down kiss, of course.
No, that's hilarious.
Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire obviously playing fake lovers in that movie in Satan's Alley. They previously played lovers in Wonder Boys from 2000.
Oh, so they're used to it.
Yeah. When Tobey Maguire made an appearance in the trailer for Satan's Alley, his agent told Ben Stiller, "You have him for 3 hours. He's catching a plane to Europe later in the morning for his next film project."
I would like to be that actor that just, hey, you got me for 3 hours, let's go. And then I have to put 2 hours of work into something and I get a credit in a movie.
Right. Tobey Maguire came in and did us a huge favor, said Ben Stiller. He was a last-minute replacement, but it worked out better, though, as Maguire was a bigger get than who they had originally planned. Jeff Portnoy was written with Jack Black in mind and was partially based on Chris Farley. The 5 actors nominated for Best Actor in the leading role are Tug Speedman, Tom Hanks, Sean Penn, Tobey Maguire, and Jon Voight. Tom Hanks appears to have been nominated for playing a handicapped contestant in the Paralympics. Jon Voight in a 19th century drama. Sean Penn as a blind man, and Tobey Maguire for Satan's Alley. And then BJ, I ended the trivia with this one just for you because I know how much you love astronomy. Shipped to some theaters under the name Capricorn.
Why?
The film?
Yeah, films just send their shit to theaters under weird names, and I know how much you love astrology, BJ.
Was it
interesting?
Was it very motivated and singularly focused like all Capricorns?
You fucking
I have no idea if that's true or not. I just made that up.
All right, that's my trivia. Thank God we're done.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
You mostly enjoyed my nipples, don't lie.
I mean, what's life without a little Jacob nipple? Oh God.
Oh, what's next? Oh, movie impersonations.
This one's got plenty
Uh,
of them, so we can dealer's choice this one.
Jacob, I imagine you're going to take part in this because of who you are. But as the guest on the pod, if you don't want to do an impersonation, you are more than welcome to judge BJ and mine and tell us which one did better.
Okay.
So up to you.
I'll join.
Cool.
Hey, Tugger, you got the pecker over here. I just want to make sure those 17 Vietnamese prostitutes made their way to your room, all right? And if they didn't, just let me know. I know some Cambodian ones too. Don't worry, I'll save you at the end of this movie by throwing a beautiful Laotian hooker in front of that missile and save you. Because you're my boy, Tuggers. You're my boy.
It's a good Matthew McConaughey.
It's hard not to do a good Matthew McConaughey when you're from Texas.
Yeah, right.
It's just kind of do the impression of the coolest kids you went to high school with.
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jacob, do you want to sandwich the impersonations or do you want to go last?
I'll go.
Dealer's
I'll go
choice
for
being
one.
the guest.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
Spanking a child turns him into a snot. Fear, that's what makes a man. I know a place where a man's worth is measured by the ears hanging off his dog tags.
Nice.
That was a really good
a
Nick
nice
Nolte.
Nolte right
Yeah.
there.
I like that a lot.
That was pretty good. I pulled that one right out of my butt.
I just need some goddamn jelly beans, okay? You think you're the only one that eats jelly beans? Look how fucking fat I am. You don't. You think that I just fart by not eating jelly beans? Jelly beans is what makes the farts. Oh my god, I need some fucking jelly beans. What am I gonna do with all my goddamn jelly beans? I will eat a bat. I will suck a dick. I will fuck you. I'll let you fuck me. You can fuck me if I can get some jelly beans. I'll let both of you fuck me if I can get some jelly beans. I'll let all three of you fuck me if I can get some jelly beans. Yep. We can go to this POW camp and they can all fuck me if I can get some jelly beans. I just need some jelly beans.
Jack Black.
Yeah, I don't think that was in Midnight Cowboy or
God.
That was some of our best impersonations on the pod so far.
Yeah, you know,
I do say so myself.
I practiced impersonations a lot as a kid and through my teenage years. So I can pull a few voices out of my ass here and there, but it's tough, man. Impersonations, you can really miss it.
Oh, impersonations are hard. Like I'm pretty good at impersonations too, and I like doing it at places that I work and impersonating people. And sometimes people will like impersonate me, and I'm just like, honestly, I haven't paid enough attention to you, and I don't mean that as a dig to you. It just means that if I tried to do it, it wouldn't be good, and they're supposed to be endearing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair.
But yeah, by no means am I making fun of anybody I'm impersonating. I know it's funny and it seems like I'm making fun of people, but if I did you right now, you wouldn't like it because I haven't paid enough attention to do it.
I always thought a great stand-up bit would be to go up and be like, all right, here's an impression of Greg who works in accounting at my office, and no one in the audience knows who that is. And you're just like, trust me, it's spot on.
And then it's out there. It's got to be way wrong. You know, you got to be like, "Hi, I'm Greg."
Trust me, spot on. That's exactly what he sounds like. I always thought
Hey
that.
guys, I was just wondering, did you bring your children to work today? Where do you keep the children?
Have you gotten that invoice from Custard Utility yet?
Oh my god! You know what those voices remind me of? the really fat monster that works at HR and Monsters Inc.
The old lady.
Oh, you're thinking, yeah, hers is more like this. I got hers down. She's like,
Hey guys, wait, it's more, isn't it like this? A little more gravelly, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Mike Wazowski.
perfect. Oh man. All right. Final thoughts on the movie in general. We'll start with the person that probably liked it the least out of the three. BJ, what's your rating of this movie?
7.8. If I have to round up, I'll go to an 8, and I've got no problem with that. But like I said, there's some fat in the middle. I'm not crazy about Jack Black's character until he gets tied up in the tree, and then he's hilarious. And just the stakes were essentially nothing, but they were still clearly in the movie. I think it's a 7.8.
Okay.
nice.
Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say 10 out of 10 because, I don't believe in those. I don't think that that's, um, maybe it is a 10 out of 10. Perfection can exist in art. So a solid 9.9. I'll give it, I'd say maybe there's something that could have been different, but I don't know. I mean, right in between 9.9 and 10, just sandwiched right in the middle there. Almost a 10.
Well, I mean, there's a reason you watch this movie minimum once a year, and it came out in 2008.
Oh yeah. Happiness.
I'm gonna go pretty close to you. I'm gonna go 9.5. That way, if I had to round up to a 10, I'd be at 10.
Yeah.
This movie is incredible. And it had been years since I had seen it, and it won't be years until I watch it again. I forgot how much I love this movie.
It has a special place, and I know these are unrelated, but I got 3 of those special place films, and this is one of them. Super Troopers is the other one. I can watch Super Troopers in any day of the week, and then Grandma's Boy. Those are my 3.
Oh, I love Grandma's Boy. I can quote Grandma's Boy like nobody's business.
Every day. Sometimes it just peeks out. Oh, this sort of smoking
Yeah.
piece? Was it expensive?
Sorry, bro. I was putting on my Christmas tree. It's July. Get the fuck out of here. Come on in. Dude, your ass is tanner than my face.
If y'all haven't done Grandma's Boy, I feel like that's another one that's got to be done.
Oh, that's a quality podcast movie.
I hadn't
Yeah,
seen
I'm
it in
feeling it.
forever.
You haven't seen Grandma's
I've
Boy,
seen it.
BJ?
It's just been for I don't remember anything about it.
Oh
Okay.
man, that'd be a beautiful watch for you to do as almost like a fresh mind.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Who's the chick that plays Velma in Scooby Doo? What's her name?
Like which Scooby Doo?
The live action one. BJ knows what I'm talking about.
Linda Cardellini.
Whatever. She's in it. Yeah, Linda Cardellini's in it.
Oh yes.
Great shit.
Yes. Linda Cardellini. Okay, gross. I'm not gonna be gross here. We don't objectify women.
Not on this podcast.
All right, here's my good and bad IMDb reviews. I picked 2 good reviews because I like reviews that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And this first one is so off the wall that I could not pick it. It's not super long though. It's by the Mara 6116. 10 out of 10. Impossible today's comedy. I have asked my brother, CFO, multinational position, quote, I do want to live on the edge somewhere, somehow. Quote, he has answered, but you do live those times. You live worse than 2030 crisis. I made this entrance for Keanu Reeves. Quote, hey man, you should take roles like Tropic Thunder. Ben Stiller had offered you his impossible role for you in Tropic Thunder, Ben Stiller's role. After that, he has done the role for himself, and I have an extremely question. Marine Keanu Reeves, fast in your balls. Give us some of your talent. I'm feeling good to ask Keanu about that movie just because I had given him my worst okay for Mr. KR while seeing the movie. Then I have read trivia. Ben Stiller wanted him. Wow, please, Keanu, make a mistake and kill anything that is not human, meaning not the species of our time. I am an ecologist. Nevertheless, you are good, better, the best in roles like Kalatu. Time to change, Keanu. Do take roles like in Tropic Thunder.
Tell me you do cocaine without telling me you do cocaine is what that review
That
was.
that it just seems like someone who is like maybe English isn't their first language, and maybe they're not mentally stable.
Yes, both.
Both, yes. Oh shit.
Okay, here's my actual good review by Arlo306. So Rob Lowe wrote this.
Nice. Was he wearing his NFL hat?
100% he was. Titled Shakespearean Epic Warning. Spoilers. Wow. That Ben Stiller is one smart fucking guy. Tropic Thunder is a riot when viewed either as an action movie, comedy, mockumentary, or metaphorical hardcore spiritual initiation tale. As an action comedy, Tropic Thunder is brilliant. Bold strokes paint a fictional world within the fictional world of movies. Then has this tag team fantasy lock braces with reality, which is only the fictional reality of a movie. The story moves fast. Tug has the map, motherfuckers. I'm playing the dude who's disguised as another dude. Robert Downey Jr. is at his greatest, playing multiple Oscar winner and Australian Russell Crowe or Kurt Lazarus. So Downey is actually the dude who's playing the dude who's disguised as another dude. That, ladies and gentlemen, takes talent. This is some seriously amazing satire. Moreover, Moliver would laugh his ass off. Gandhi might too, until he cries over the agonies we choose for ourselves on our journey of becoming awakened. Look at that little heroin kingpin's tattoo when he rips open his overshirt. The images of a female dancing monster swinging a dead baby in one arm and somebody's head in the other. Meet Kali, goddess of destruction, of illusion. Having done some serious Shakespeare study, I do not say this lightly. As Shakespeare's brilliance allowed him to write on 7 different levels at once, from banal to exalted, so does Ben Stiller.
Oh, beautiful.
Tell
This
me you
goes
do.
back to what I've said many times. Ben Stiller is fantastic.
So this review was tell me you do
And-
DMT without telling me you do DMT.
And here's my bad review. I found this, Jacob, literally seconds before I was about to tell BJ, I don't know why it's so hard to find a good bad review of this movie. And then I found this one. My brother, being in the military, is absolutely going to love this too. By Shanda Man 10, 1 out of 10. Tropic Thunder sucks, and here's why. This is the new worst film I have ever seen. It fails for 2 reasons. First, it's not funny. Second, it attempts to parody war movies, a foolish and dangerous task at any time, made now obviously inconceivable considering the current state of U.S. military affairs.
Huh?
He's an army boy.
Yeah.
He's an army boy.
Traditionally, war movies have served to allow veterans to escape their experiences to describe their experiences to the general audience. These films have helped veterans reintegrate into society and have helped veterans shape society for the better by educating those who don't know about the horrors of war. The Best Years of Our Lives from 1946 comes to mind. A parody of war movies can only be a parody of veterans' war experiences and of war itself. And we all know that war is fucking hilarious. The only people who have a right to make this film or laugh at it are the veterans who have served and bled. The civilian viewers of this film will use it to assuage their discomfort, guilt, or fear about war, current and past, by making themselves believe that war is just another silly, benign aspect of their superficial lives. The message received, worried about the meaning of your country's involvement overseas? Don't be. It's no big deal. War movies aren't really reality-based. It's just Hollywood bullshit. There's nothing to laugh about here. I invite the actors of this film to immediately join actual combat units as grunts and complete full tours out on the streets of Iraq
Oh
or
my
the hills
God.
of
Ah,
Afghanistan.
oh,
This
I hate
film,
okay,
this guy.
okay.
I hate him.
God.
I hate him. This guy sniffed his own farts and goes,
But
oh.
first of all, this is absolutely not a war movie. This movie is not meant to satirize war. It's meant to satirize Hollywood, bro. What
I think he
fucking
didn't get
movie
past.
did you watch?
He watched the first 15 minutes and turned it off. That's what he did.
Ah,
that's what it seemed.
okay.
This film purports to make fun of Hollywood of its superficiality. I say, Hollywood, you can wipe your hands clean just by making fun of yourself, as if to say, yeah, those films we made, which you watched before you signed up and got yourself killed, yeah, we were just fucking with you. We're actually just trying to make some money. You did make the money, and you are making the money, and it is blood money. So if you are truly contrite actors, put your self-parodied, superficial lives away and come do a real tour. Then, when you're done, you can tell us how fucking funny war is and how those war films are so bogus. You panty-waist cocksuckers.
This,
Otherwise, shut the fuck up. However, if you wish to continue your current vein, may I suggest your next film, Ben Stiller, be a parody of Schindler's List. You might also consider making parodies of films about 9/11.
this dude went on tour to Azerbaijan and filed paperwork and ate chilies. Okay. That's what he fucking did. He
I
lived
thought
in the heat for 9 months and he thinks it was the most miserable thing he ever did because he was stuck in a place where people didn't speak English.
I thought he was in sanitation in the Coast Guard.
That's a good callback. That's a great callback.
Coast Guard,
Oh.
sanitation.
You're a fucking trash man?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So was
great
he
wrap up.
also implying that this is like an anti-war movie?
He just didn't get it, man.
Yeah, he's just an idiot.
That's someone who lives in a victimhood mentality and they can never escape it. So everything they view is through this lens of being a victim, and it's a sad life because they're the ones that go to McDonald's when the person behind the cashier said something wrong. They like take it personally and get upset and make a big problem about it, instead of just moving on with their life.
How do you not do your job? You get paid $7.95 an hour.
You should go on tour. You don't know what it's like to be a real American. I went on tour. You didn't go on tour, but I did. And you're just behind this cashier taking my money. You don't know what it's like to be a real patriot. I'm a patriot. Donald Trump, fuck yeah.
Did Alex Jones just join the podcast?
Sandy Hook is not real. Let me tell you something. False flag.
Oh,
They're
man.
turning
God.
freaking frogs gay.
They're turning frogs gay, man.
Shit.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, the question of the pod, should people watch this movie? And the answer is yes. If you haven't seen it, go watch it right now.
Yeah, for
Honestly, if you have
Why you listen to this podcast without watching the movie, I'll never know.
To me, it has like an Idiocracy feel. I think this is better than Idiocracy. But even if like it's not great, you should watch it just for the social commentary of it all.
if you haven't seen it, especially I implore the Gen Alphas and the Gen Zs who were too young to have seen this movie when it came out to add it to the list of the backlog. Almost a requirement, I feel like.
Yeah. This should be a required movie watch.
Yeah,
I agree.
if there was like a list of 20 films that you need to see that predate your existence, this is one of them.
This is one of the 20 films that made millennials.
100%. Oh my God, it made a generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is up there with Anchorman.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Two must-see comedies.
I would love to know.
And Anchorman making fun of misogynistic douchebags. and that's like it like millennials are so satirical, it's ridiculous. And these two movies showcase that on another level.
I would love to know what people think are the 20 movies that made millennials.
Spider-Man's one of them.
Well, we know 9 of them are the Fast and the Furious franchises, so we only need 11 more.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like Fast and Furious 1 through 3 really did create our generation of.
Have you seen 5? Have you seen 5, the one in Brazil where they drag the safe through the streets of Rio?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's so good.
It's such garbage.
So good. Yeah, but it's so good and it's garbage.
Yummy garbage.
Yeah. It is as you so eloquently put earlier, it is a delicious shit sandwich.
God. Yeah.
Well, Jacob, thanks for being on the pod.
Yeah,
it was great.
man, that was a good podcast.
I enjoyed that. I could do that again. I would enjoy it. This has been a fun time, boys.
Cool. Well, we'll definitely have you on again for something also funny.
Grandma's boy.
Yeah,
Grandma's boy.
Yeah, we can pencil in Grandma's Boy with you, especially since BJ hasn't seen it in years.
Yeah, I'll watch it again just to remind myself why I love it again.
I'm like 90% sure I've never seen Grandma's Boy sober.
Please sit on my face. How can you see me?
This is my office as well as my home. Plus, the lion gets here in a couple days. You're getting a fucking lion? Why? To protect my shit. Duh. Can't get a dog? You can get past a dog. Nobody fucks the lion.
Dom in that movie is so great.
Oh my gosh. It's such a quality movie.
Okay, it is late here.
Oh, man.
It's late where I am, and I have a bedtime.
Yes, it's late where BJ's at too, and he has kids. So this is us at IRMFT. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, email.
At IRMFT pod for all of those.
OnlyFans with the nips.
Fat Life. Check us out on Fat Life. We're everywhere, you know.
Jacob, thanks again. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.